If you're new here in the channel, I am Bianca from crochet, and in today's video I want to organize all my yarn stash with you because, well, it keeps growing day after day and I live in a very small apartment. It's getting messy and, well, I have never done a video like this. I'm kind of nervous, but I think it will be an interesting experience for both of us. But before I show you how messy my apartment is, I have to share something with you. Well, some of you already know that I moved to Finland last year. It has been like 10 months, almost 1 year that I moved from Brazil to Finland. And of course, when I got here, I had nothing. I had no yarns and I had to buy everything from scratch. I had yarns in Brazil because I've been crocheting for amigurumis. I've been crocheting amigurumis for 9 years and my business Crochet has already 5 years, 4 or 5 years, something like that. So yeah, I did have lots of yarns with me in Brazil and I sold everything because it wouldn't make sense to store it in somewhere. So yeah, I sold all the yarn stash that I had in Brazil and built it from scratch when I got here in Finland. And I remember I was working in some very special projects when I got here, and I arrived here in June last year. And yeah, it was June. And before I got here, I purchased some yarns on Hobby website because I told you that before. Hobby is from Denmark. I'm in Finland. Shipping would be free because I had nothing. I had to buy lots of yarns, especially because of the projects that I was working back then. So I needed lots of different skeins of yarns. And I didn't know this Hobby brand, Hobby Yarns. I used to work with amigurumi from Círculo, which is a big brand in Brazil, and I know that they sell internationally, but it's not that common to find these yarns here in Europe, for example. So I needed lots of different yarn colors and I didn't know what to do. And a friend of mine from France, thank you Annalise, thank you very much, she said that she liked Hobby, it had a good quality, also a good price. So I decided to give it a try and I fell in love with the yarn. So since then, I'm only using their brands. And after I purchased the cotton yarns, I got too excited with the plushy chenille polyester version. Because in Brazil, we don't have like lots of brands with polyester fiber. And this is something that all crocheters in Brazil complain a lot. Yarn brands, pay attention to this. Brazilians love amigurumi, we love crochet, and we don't have that many plushy yarns back there. But yeah, I got excited here. Who knows, maybe one brand will see my video and see an opportunity. I think my fellow friends in Brazil will be very happy with it. But yeah, plushy yarns, they are bigger and I got excited with these yarns, so I purchased a few. And something interesting that I had to experience myself, like when I moved here, is because when I was in Brazil, my clients was always asking me like, Bianca, what do you think about Katona from Shapiers? Bianca, what do you think about drops or Catania or I don't know, yarns and colors? People were always asking me about these different yarn brands and I had no experience with that because it's very expensive to ship this kind of things to Brazil. So it's almost impossible to find one skein of Katona in Brazil. And if you find it, will be an absurd, like it will be super expensive. So that's why Brazilians don't use this kind of brands. It's super expensive there. And every time someone asked me about Katona, I'm giving you this example because this is something that I've been asked quite a lot. The answer were based on things that I heard from other clients. So for example, I have this Brazilian friend who lives in the US. She has lots of experience both with the Brazilian brand and also the Katona and all the other foreign brands. So every time I had questions, I asked her, she helped me a lot. So I asked my friend in France or a friend in Austria, and I was talking to a couple of friends, crochet friends all around the world, to gather this information and share with new clients. Like, I think this yarn would be better if you use this crochet hook size because I talked to a person who does that and it works. So it was good. The tips always worked because someone have tested them, but I wanted to have this experience myself. So I started purchasing lots of yarns. I purchased Katona, Catania, yarns and colors, I purchased drops. I purchased a couple of yarns that are only sold in Portugal. I received some interesting yarns from Mati Yarns, which are very good. And it's an amazing brand. I already mentioned it all the times here in the channel. So yeah, now I have lots of different brands, different yarn types. Oh, DMC. DMC is a very good one that people always ask me. So I didn't know anything about these brands, these yarns, and I had to test myself. I got excited and I purchased 1 or 2 skeins of each yarn to compare, to create videos, to share my experiences with you, to tell you this is good, this is not good. They recommend a 3mm crochet hook size, but I don't like it. I prefer this. I wanted to give you my opinion. And after doing all of this, my apartment looks like this. I have a couple of yarns here that I have to reorganize. These ones are the Brazilian brand that I mentioned, amigurumi from Círculo, but I'm not using this yarn anymore. I mean, I have some interesting ones that I usually use for YouTube tutorials and things like that, but not for my amigurumis because I don't have that many amount of colors. I have just 2 boxes here that I bought in IKEA, and there are some unfinished projects here, some things that I cannot show you. Actually, I am showing you, I just cannot say what they are. And here there are lots of, oh my goodness, look at the amount of chenille yarns. These ones, you know, I love, are from AliExpress and I super recommend. I will leave the link in the description in case you want to learn a little bit more about these yarns. They are awesome, really, and with a very, very good quality and low price. So, but there are also other yarns here, like this one I think is Honey Bunny or Baby Snuggle from Hobby. I have all these yarns here in this niche in my living room because I don't have like a special place for this. Here is kind of messy. This is the part that I never show because this is really, really messy. I have this little box I bought in Japan. It costed like, oops, it was very cheap. Just, I don't remember how much it was, but it's like $1. It's one of those stores that are very similar to $3, you know? And I keep in this box here the yarns that I use the most. It's really, really messy. We will organize it. I also have this thing here that I bought in Japan and it was very cheap. I brought this in my luggage. There are a couple of accessories, I mean, safety eyes, yarns for embroidery, and some messy stuff. Everything here is like accessories that I use. I mean, glasses for amigurumi, so I usually keep those stuff here. I also have this other box that I bought in Japan, and with more yarns, which you can see. Besides the boxes that I have already showed you from IKEA and the small ones that I bought in Japan, I also bought these 2. It's not a box, it's more like an organizer, and I bought this in Temu. It was my first purchase in the platform. I'm still not sure, I mean, how good their product is. And well, this one is very big. Since my apartment is small, my goal is to put this one below my bed because I don't have any other space to storage my yarn. So, and this is thin, you can see this black part here is the height of the, I don't know, box. And yeah, I will organize some yarn here. It costed like €5 or something. And this one is also from Temu. I thought this one was better. If you look at the pictures, you will not believe this is the same product. But it was like €2. And it's a bit taller than I expected. I don't know if it will fit below my bed. I hope so, because this is the only free space that I have right now in this tiny apartment. So yeah, let me start organizing this stuff. I told you that before. I always like to keep the label, and this big yarn There's a video where I talk about this yarn because I super recommend. It's called Mondial, the brand, and the yarn is velour. But it's so big that the paper ripped, I mean, the moment I opened the package. But I don't want to, although it's white, I mean, it's an easy color to remember, I don't want to lose the label. So I'm putting some tape so I can storage and I'll never forget which brand it is. I guess in this storage box here, I'll call it a box, okay? Because I don't know what else can I call it. I will only put the big skeins. I now realized that I need one of those accessories to wrap the yarn. It would help me a lot. So I think this is something that I have to purchase. I never valued this accessory that much. My goodness, it's too much for only this. It won't fit. Oh, I was so innocent. I thought everything would fit here. So for now, I will leave, oops, there is more yarn here. For now, I'll leave it like this. It will be a challenge. So let's open this second storage box here. This one I like even more than the other. Although the other skein so big, it wouldn't fit there. Oh, this will look very nice. I use this green yarn quite a lot and look how messy it is. I don't think I'm going to like organize all this yarn because it will take like too long and it's not my goal here. And I have a good memory. So I looked here like the number of the color and I know which one it is. But it's because I purchased it recently. So it's always good to keep the label because I don't know, within a month or two, probably I won't remember the number of the color anymore. Okay, so I finished to put all the plushy chenille yarns that I had here because these are the ones that I use the least. I usually use them to crochet some tutorials here for the channel, and I started to develop some patterns with plushy yarn because this is something that you asked me quite a lot in the past few years, and I started doing that now. There are a few patterns already in my website in case you want to check. They are very beginner friendly, very easy to follow and fast to be done, and I love these patterns. I'll leave the link in the description so you can check. But for now I'm working on another project that requires only cotton yarn, so I need to organize all these yarns that, oh, there is a black one here, toucan. Okay, so I need to organize all these yarn stash so that I have closer to me all the yarn that I need for this project, for this specific project. And the funny thing is that sometimes I don't have enough space to the yarn that I'm using like every day, because these yarns that I have no project right now to use, they are occupying the space that I have next to my desk. So that's one of the goals here. I have to put this here and let's hope this will close. Oh dear Lord, I think it will. So here it is. I only purchased one because I didn't know if I was going to like it, and now I regret it a little bit because I wish I had more space. And some of big amigurumis that I crocheted, like my beautiful Mrs. Claus, and well, I have the baby penguin here. I like to decorate my home during Christmas times with these amigurumis, but it doesn't make sense to leave them like in my living room right now. We are in today's, what day is today? Yeah, I don't know what day is today, but we are in April. At least while I'm recording this video, because I don't know when it's going to be released. But yeah, I'm in April, and of course it doesn't make sense to decorate my apartment with a penguin, Mrs. Claus, or Santa Claus. So I wanted more space to store like these amigurumis, and also like a place that it would be easy for me to take them and decorate during Christmas season. But this was not enough for the amount of yarns that I have. So this one will go like under my bed. I will keep organizing the cotton yarn, and I'll see what I'll do with the big amigurumis, except for the hamburger, because this one is not seasonal, and this will keep decorating my couch regardless of the season. Yeah, so this one will remain here while I organize the other stuff. And this one, I put all the big chunky yarn that I had, like the blanket and the Mondial velour. But a couple of things, I didn't like this storage box that much. I don't know where I'm going to put it now. I don't have that much space, but I'll see what I'll do with it. And yeah, this one I didn't like, I don't recommend. But the one that goes under the bed is a very clever idea. And I can buy one more to put under the bed. It will fit. But this one, the size is not very good, at least not for the space that I have at home. This box here, I have some unfinished projects. Like this one, it was supposed to be the snowman for the big plushie collection that I was creating, like the Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, the penguin, and I also had the material to create the snowman, in which I did. I have everything crocheted here, but then other projects came, and like important projects that I was being paid to do, so that's why I never finished. I have to finish them because it's all crocheted. It's just like putting everything together, like sewing and stuffing. It's just tiny details that would take me like a couple of minutes or hours to do, but in the same time I have so many other things to do right now that it doesn't make sense to waste like an hour to finish a snowman that will serve no purpose. So I will put this thing, I'll try to put this thing inside this storage box, and probably next Christmas I will finish this, because I already have half of the collection done, so I'll finish the snowman. Oh, and I also had the reindeer. Dear Lord. Yeah, so I did like half of the reindeer, half of the snowman, and I didn't finish because of all the other projects that I had. And in case you're curious, I have more projects here on this box that I was super excited. I started working on this project, and then I said some paid work started to appear, and I had to leave this project aside. This will not die, because I'm super proud of the idea that I had, and it will be amazing. As soon as I finish what I'm doing, because it's super special, I will go back to this one. So that's why this project is not going to be like here stored under my bed or anything like this, because I will go back to this one pretty soon. And it's also funny when we organize those things, because we find some unfinished projects that we gave up. I don't like the word give up, that we discontinued. And this one, I was trying to create a flower here for the YouTube. It was supposed to be a step-by-step tutorial on how to create a flower using plush yarn, and I thought I had this amazing idea. I started crocheting, and I crocheted like 3 or 4 times. I didn't like it, and I decided to discontinue this project because I was not motivated enough to keep going. At first my idea was good and I was like, yay, I'll go for it, but then I didn't like it that much, and I was forcing myself to finish a project that I didn't want. No one expected. I was not excited with it, so I gave up. And it's usually what works the best for me, because whenever I leave a project aside, work on other things that I am more interested in, then the ideas start to come and the creativity flow emerges. So that's why this one will go to the garbage probably, because I will not work on it, and this thing too, because I don't even know what it is. This beautiful bag here is from a store from Denmark called Discontinued. I visited Denmark in February this year, and I did my first crochet vlog, in which I would highly appreciate if you watch, because I'm very proud of it. It was very interesting to do, although it was hard to record videos outside with people watching and etc. It was really nice for me, a nice experience. And I visited this store, which was amazing. I'll leave the link here so you can watch the vlog later, but it was very nice. And this store was amazing. She gave me this bag, a couple of yarns, accessories. It was really interesting. The woman, the owner, I guess she's the owner, was amazing. I will organize some of the yarns because most of the yarns that I have here are cotton yarn. And as I said, I want to keep my cotton yarn closer to me, so that's what I will organize right now. And I have more yarns in my table, which I'm going to take. I don't have a rule here. I guess I'll organize by colors. I don't know if this is the best option, but that's what I'm going to do. And since this box here, it's pretty small, I guess the unfinished projects I will put here, because this box from IKEA is very good, and it's too big for unfinished projects, because come on, I don't have that many unfinished projects. Usually when I start doing something, I finish it, and if I don't finish, it's because more important stuff came up, or I don't know, a brand contacted me for some type of partnerships, and it's a paid job. So yeah, these are usually the situations where I stop a project. Otherwise, I don't do that. So this is why I only have like the snowman that I showed you and the other project, which is a secret. So these will go to this box. Because so far I have this box finished, these two packages that I showed you, and this small one with the unfinished projects. This box is still empty, but these two are super overloaded with yarns. So these are the last ones that I'm going to organize. There are some more yarns here. Oh, I should have bought more storage box, because this is just like a box that from something that we purchased and came to our apartment, and I didn't have any other place to put some old amigurumi, so I put them here. And like my beautiful Benjamin, which is super cute. And yeah, but I don't have like any other place to store it, so I will keep these amigurumis here. But whenever I buy another package of this, another storage box like this one that goes under the bed, I will put this amigurumi there, and also the Christmas one that I shared with you already. Now let's organize the last yarns. When I had the idea of recording this video, I had no idea I would be that tired organizing my yarn stash, but I am. Let me show you how it looks like now. So in this box here, I kept this color tones. Almost all these yarns are from Hobby, but there are a few yarns that are from Katona or Catania, for example. But the important thing is that these are all 100% cotton yarn, and although there are some different yarn brands, they are very, very similar to each other, so I can use them in the same project and it wouldn't make such a big difference. And I also have this golden yarn color here because of a very specific project that I'm working, but that's it. Okay, so here I kept these colors, and in this box here I organized the blue, green, and grayish black colors. So I have everything organized here. Oops, I think it's light gray. I'll keep it here. But yeah, I have everything here organized. Again, all these yarns are 100% cotton, and this is the easiest way for me to find the yarns that I need. In this box, I only have, regardless, except for this one, all these yarns are like 100% cotton, different yarn brands. You see that I have DMC, Mondial, other brands that I remember that this one I bought in Denmark called Onion. This one is also from Denmark, 100% cotton. I have Alba, so Mati yarns, which is the one from Portugal that I mentioned before. So here I have like a big variety of yarns. These are most of the yarns that I bought like for YouTube videos. I use them in projects. I already used this one in a couple of amigurumis. This one I used in an amigurumi tutorial here for the channel, for example. So I always use these yarns, but here is a box of a very big variety of yarn brands. And I didn't want to mix it with the other ones that I have because here the thickness of the yarns changes a little bit. For example, these ones, these two green here, I know they are from Mati and Mati yarns, and I can use them with the other boxes like this and this, but the orange one is way thicker than the other, so that's why I kept them here separately. As I mentioned, this small box here, I put the unfinished projects, just a few, thank God. This one is going under my bed, and this one I still have no idea where I'm going to store because it's quite big. But that's it. In the end, I still have this one that is empty, and I will leave it empty like this. And now I'll put everything in the right place. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, I am super tired, exhausted. I'm doing all this organization stuff. There's been more than an hour. And that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next week with a new, I don't know, tips and tricks tutorial video that I will carefully prepare for this channel.